Roblox has an infinite amount of games, all with different game genres, ranging from fun, innocent roleplay games for all ages, to garbage, grindy mobile games for the mentally insane. One of the most popular genres is fighting, so it's obvious that one of Roblox's most popular games is a fighting game. I'm talking about the Strongest Battlegrounds. This game was great. It was a really open fighting game where up to 15 players could fight each other with a variety of moves that are all unique in their own ways, and it was chaos. In a good way. But as time went on, the game started to deteriorate. It just became, well, not fun. And it kinda sucks because I am a former TSB YouTuber, but recently the game has been losing my interest and so has other people's interest as well. So as my last TSB video, I tried cracking down on why the Strongest Battlegrounds sucks now. Let's start with what made TSB fun in the first place. When the game came out, it was kinda a rare gem of a game with a small community behind it. TSB kinda felt like an open world Smash Bros, and as weird as it sounds, that's what made it fun. It wasn't really about being good as much as it is now. It was more about how every second it was just nothing but random events. 1v1ing against, I don't know, someone cosplaying as SpongeBob. Too bad! You get burned to a crisp by a cyborg from the other corner. Too bad you get burnt to a crisp by a... Damn it! Too bad you get burned to a crisp by a cyborg on the other corner of the map. You both live and get mad at the cyborg for interrupting your 1v1 and start a team on them, which yes, was kind of encouraged back then, emphasis on the kinda. As long as you weren't being targeted, it was somewhat fine. Now you might be thinking, Noobus, we hate it whenever that happens, that's what ruins the game. And to that I say, you're the problem. Was TSB designed to be a chaotic game or to be a game about becoming the strongest? I don't know, but I do know one thing. The chaotic way of playing the game is something I definitely like more than the aura farming stuff that's happening in the game right now. Although I and a lot of other people like the chaotic nature of the game, a lot of other people like the competitive part of the game. But then they start infecting others with the same mindset by, you guessed it, being toxic. And not long after, this game became the most competitive Battlegrounds. Over time, the game became popular, allowing more players to jump in and play, especially younger players, and trust me, we'll get into those players later. Then Santino, the creator of the game, released an update adding a new game mode called Ranked, and it works like any other game. This is a hub for the more bloodthirsty players to fight and hang out and maybe get them away from the normal game mode. But there are just way too many of these players with varying skill levels. Some competitive players stayed in the normal game mode, some stayed in Ranked, some stayed in both. This made people more synced into the game and just made the game unfun. Just wanted to have fun and you decided to mess around with Strongest Heroes Ultimate? Wow, too bad! Now you're being targeted. Wanted to mess around with the trash cans and just troll around to, you know, make the game chaotic and more interesting? Too bad! Now some 11-year-old is calling you slurs in voice chat. Obviously, it's a lot more exaggerated here, but this made the game kind of a turn-off for people who like games like Gmod and... Actually, here's a random pick. Create your freaking chaos! Some stayed even though the game was poisoned to just maybe find a server that was fun or just to make kids mad. Speaking of kids... Oh boy, do I have a lot to say here. Actually, I'm gonna need a lot of water for this part of the video, just so I can portray as much emotion about how I hate this content so much. I might do more videos like this in the future, so if you like and subscribe, just maybe, I could afford water and make more of these videos. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah! Seemingly after Brutal Demon's release to the public, the game really started to pop off, somewhat bringing back the chaos from before. But almost instantly going back to the hub for competitive video game players, but now with very young kids thrown into the mix. Why am I talking about this? Well, YouTube content has always been a staple of TSB, and it's pretty fun to watch, until one man in a fedora changed everything. HumbledMan. HumbledMan was a new content creator in the TSB community who immediately exploded in popularity making toxic kid videos. This then became a real genre of content in the TSB community. Hell, even I made some of them, and one really exploded in popularity. Looking back on it now, I'm pretty sure that the guy in the video was just a burner account trolling, but I guess I was desperate for just something out of YouTube at the time, so I just made a video and goddamn! But then something became public about Humbled. His videos were fake. Almost every single one. It was a content farm. For reference, I only faked one Toxic Cave video. Yeah, I was really desperate even though I wasn't monetized at the time. Not only that, but Humbled had other people record gameplay. Those people being the best of the best TSB players. Despite all of this, the brain rot babies didn't care and kept watching. This caused this content time to be almost all TSB content, excluding very specific popular channels, and I guess including me, if you want to go that far. But since there were less things to make genuine videos about, there was only one type of content left. All for little iPad babies to watch. This left very good channels making less money with more effort, and all the content farm slop channels making more money with less effort. As time went on, the game started getting stale, and updates slowed down. So what's the point anymore? What? A new admin character? A red stickman with the most insane fighting moves Roblox has ever seen? Oh, I'm so hyped! The Bloxy Awards happened, and even though TSB lost, we were still going to get what was promised by Santino, the admin character, KJ. At least after it was finished. So we waited, and waited, and waited. And it never came! The game started to become really stale and unfun because of the summer update that added a boss called Duck Crab, which, funnily enough, made the game too chaotic. Like, imagine the fun chaotic TSB I mentioned at the beginning of this video, but with 50 players instead of 15. Eventually the update came out, and it kind of felt lackluster. Like, yeah, all the stuff that came out from the update was amazing, but it got boring really quickly. This update had an unfortunate case of style over substance. This update created a trend of very slow updates that focused on looking cool and flashy instead of adding actually anything new to the game that is game-changing. Like, I'm not asking for an insanely expansive update, just something other than new stuff to look at. Even in the most recent major update, it has the exact same issue, and the only good feature we got out of it is a cool moveset maker that isn't even part of the main game and is behind a 500 Robux paywall. And funnily enough, that's where a lot of the quirky features are in the game. Say it with me, style over substance. I've always had ideas for TSB, so in this final part of the video, I'll be talking about things that I think should be in the game. Kinda like a cool wishlist thing. Number 1, actual strict update schedule. I might be a hypocrite for this. A couple of minor updates consisting of like new moves or something, just minor things that we would usually get in updates, and while in the background, a bigger update is being worked on. So basically we'll get a couple of smaller updates, and then one big update, and then the cycle repeats itself. Number 2, make the game fun. Add things to the game that actually make it interesting. They're on the right track with things like wall combos, but that's pretty boring nowadays. How about new mechanics of the game that make every fight unique instead of just making them all blend together? Number 3, stop wasting time on emotes. Number 4, actual weather. Once again, they were on the right track with the day and night cycle, but it just looks like you're on level 1 graphics at night. How about weather? I'm talking rain, fog, sandstorm, snow, maybe even meteor showers, I don't know. Here's another thing to make every fight unique. Maybe with specific moves, the weather effects can actually be altered and changed. Maybe if people do enough serious punches during a sandstorm that's currently happening, the sandstorm will completely clear out. On the opposite side, maybe Wild Sidekick's meteor summoning ability could start a sandstorm. Weather can go so in-depth. And with how many effects can happen with each and every one, it could actually make every single map and fight very, very interesting. And yes, now blend together. Speaking of maps, number 5, more maps. Not like how we got in the most recent major update. No. I mean real new maps, not ranked maps. Although the new maps are very cool, they are designed for ranked only. So all the new maps are just plain squares, unless you count the city, but that's basically still a square. We don't need new maps, we need new battlegrounds. ones. Simply just bigger maps that at least have something in them instead of just a blank space. Number 6, map rotation. Every once in a while, everyone will be reset and taken to a random map. Yes, this could cause 1v1s to be interrupted, but maybe it could be like every 45 minutes, or like an hour or something, I don't know. Maybe even with specific maps, there can be specific, like, weather effects for those, specifically. Number 7, simply fix the god-awful Private Servers Plus menu. So here we are, in a world post the 6-month Nubis video gap. I plan on actually making videos again, not on TSB, but things like video essays. With all that said, like and subscribe so I can afford water, and thanks for watching.